Leadership is not about command, it is about service. In the heart of Southeast Asia lies a city-state that rose from the ashes of colonialism and hardship to become a symbol of order, innovation, and prosperity. That city is Singapore, and for 2 decades, its future was steered by one of Asia's most respected, intelligent, and forward-thinking leaders, Lee Hsien Loong. Born on June 10, 1952, in the shadow of nation building, he would carry forward not only the legacy of his legendary father, Lee Kuan Yew, but would also carve out a leadership style of his own, one of calm strength, data-driven governance, and human-centered progress. Lee Hsien Loong wasn't just born into a political dynasty, he was born into expectation. But unlike many heirs to legacies, he chose merit over privilege. He studied at Nanyang Primary and later attended National Junior College, excelling in mathematics, logic, and language. A scholarship brought him to the University of Cambridge, where he graduated with first-class honors in mathematics. Then came a master's in public administration at Harvard's Kennedy School, not for prestige, but for purpose. From the very beginning, he was preparing for something bigger than personal success. He was preparing to serve, not as a prince, but as a technocrat, a soldier, a leader. Also entering politics, Lee Hsien Loong joined the Singapore Armed Forces, rising to the rank of Brigadier General. It was here that he honed his discipline, his strategy, and his quiet command. In 1984, at just 32 years old, he entered Parliament. And almost immediately, he became a senior figure in government. Minister of Trade, Minister of Finance, Deputy Prime Minister. To many, this seemed like a straight path to power. But behind the scenes, Lee Hsien Loong was fighting battles of his own, including a personal battle with lymphoma. He overcame cancer in the 1990s, not by avoiding work, but by facing it with courage and resolve. He empowered younger ministers, consulted experts, and brought in evidence-based policy making. Lee Hsien Loong was often seen not just at world summits, but in hawker centers shaking hands. In 2004, Lee Hsien Loong became Singapore's 3rd Prime Minister. He did not step into a broken system. He stepped into a functioning miracle. But miracles don't sustain themselves. He had to ask, how do you lead a nation that already succeeded? His answer was clear. You don't sit still. You move forward. He emphasized innovation over stagnation, digital transformation over tradition, global competitiveness with social stability. He was not his father. He didn't need to be. His leadership was softer, more collaborative, but no less sharp. He empowered younger ministers, consulted experts, and brought in evidence-based policy making. Lee Hsien Loong was often seen not just at world summits, but in hawker centers, shaking hands with aunties and uncles, speaking in fluent Mandarin, Malay, and English. He was relatable, not theatrical. He spoke directly, not emotionally, and people listened. He understood what mattered most to Singaporeans: affordable housing, good jobs, safe streets, clean government. Under his leadership, Singapore ranked in the top 5 globally for education, public safety, and anti-corruption. GDP grew steadily. Technology startups flourished, and trust in government remained high, a rarity in today's world. Perhaps Lee's greatest test came not in peace, but in crisis. During the COVID-19 pandemic, while the world descended into panic, Lee Hsien Loong remained calm and clear. His speeches became viral, not for drama, but for logic and empathy. He addressed the nation not like a ruler, but like a father figure. His transparency and science-first approach won international praise. In a time when many leaders blamed and divided, Lee united and protected. Singapore became a model for pandemic control and resilience. Lee knew the future wouldn't be built by the past. He focused heavily on digital governance, artificial intelligence, green energy, climate readiness. He launched Smart Nation Singapore, turning public transport infrastructure and city planning into globally admired tech ecosystems. He also invested in the youth. His speeches often highlighted one thing: the future belongs not to those who inherit power, but to those who prepare for it. In 2024, after 20 years as Prime Minister, Lee Hsien Loong stepped down, handing leadership to a new generation. He left not in disgrace, not in scandal, but in strength, a rare gift for any leader. He built a Singapore that works, not for the elite, but for the many. He showed the world that Asian values can coexist with global excellence, that integrity can go hand in hand with ambition, and that leadership is not noise, but quiet responsibility. Lee Hsien Loong may not be as loud as Western politicians. He may not trend daily on social media, but in boardrooms, universities, and governments across the globe, his name commands respect. He taught us that the best leaders aren't those who seek glory, but those who prepare their people for a future beyond them. He was not just a prime minister. He was a torchbearer of the East, a father to modern Singapore, a quiet titan of vision, values, and victory. Let his story inspire you to lead with humility, to serve with dignity, and to build, not for applause, but for generations yet to come.